All right, let's talk about the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams have been in the news a lot so far this offseason, mainly involving two of their star players and their decisions involving their future. But lost in the noise of all of that, the Rams have made one of the smarter, under the radar moves any team has made so far through the offseason. Again, great strategy here by Sean McVay and company. We'll get into that in just a second. But first, I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, every year during this cycle, obviously, we hear the big name coaches becoming, top offensive or defensive coordinators or head coaches. But sometimes it's the smaller hires, not the big name guys, but the guys that really can just fill out a coaching staff and add a lot of value. And the Rams do a great job of finding, hiring, and developing these guys. And they've done it yet again with this move. Let's pull up this report here, courtesy of NBC Sports. The Rams are hiring Drew Wilkins as their defensive pass rush coordinator. Now, that's a position you don't hear a lot on coaching staffs. Ian Rappaport of NFL Media reports he was the Patriots' outside linebackers coach last season under Gerard Mayo. Wilkins began his coaching career with the Ravens, great organization, as a video operations intern in 2010. He spent 12 years with the franchise, working his way to the Ravens football video coordinator to coaching staff assistant to outside linebackers coach from 2018 through 2021. Wilkins recently served as the East team's defensive coordinator in the 2025 East-West Shrine Bowl, which is an all-star game for college players attempting to get drafted in the NFL, for those of you who aren't aware. Again, not a name I'm sure a lot of people in football circles have heard a lot about, but this is a quality coach, and the Rams are clearly using a smart strategy here. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this, but Rams fans, Ramley, in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on everything going on with the Rams offseason right now? Do you like the approach they're taking with Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, and some of their hires? Give a grade to the Rams offseason up to this point. You think it's been good, solid, B plus? You think it's been terrible, an F? Whatever your thoughts are on the Rams offseason, grade it so far in the comment section below. But Mize, what are your thoughts on this latest news out of Los Angeles?
Yeah, Nick, I think this is a great hire for 2 points. The main point being pass rush. We're talking about a guy that is a pass rush coordinator, pass rush specialist as far as coaching goes for this team. What better guy than a guy that cut his teeth under Wink Martindale, Don Wink Martindale, defense coordinator for the Ravens during a large portion of that time? He was the premier pass rusher. He led the league in 2020 in defensive blitz rates with 44% of his plays being blitzes. Again, in 2022 with the Giants, a guy that also led the league in blitz rates, 44.7% of the time there. This is a guy under Wink Martindale that was opened up to the possibility of blitzing it early and blitzing it often. So, what better guy to come in and help with your pass rush game? I think this is a really great hire as far as a great fit positionally, but also a guy, like you said, cut his teeth in the Ravens, a great organization. There's a lot of good habits that he built in that organization, just historically, really strong defensive team. So I think this was a smart move by the Rams. But there's a second order of effect here. I really like that he was the defensive coordinator for the Shrine Bowl. How often do you get to bring in a guy that just got done being intimately close with all kinds of some of the best defensive players in college football in that Shrine Bowl at one of the higher levels, all-star type of game like you alluded to for college level. This is a guy that give you a lot of insight. He was there. He's working with the players one-on-one. It's not just, a coach from one team. You say he coached for Georgia, and he knows a couple of guys from Georgia. He was in with all of the best players on defense from every team in all of college football. Really great hire. I think there's a couple of good reasons I named off as to why is it good hire. But again, Rams doing something under the radar that really I think is going to help them out big time this coming season.
So the Rams do a lot of smart things. We talk about it a lot on this channel and give Sean McVay and Les Snead, when appropriate, a lot of credit. And this is just another example why. So there's an effect called the halo effect, right? If you're surrounded in a good environment and you're a leader in that situation, people attribute good things to you, right? It's just that's what they call the halo effect. You just have positive vibes and energy. Same things happen with coaches, right? If you're on a good program, a winning program, people think you're a really good coach. Whether you are or not, you're on a winning program, you must be good. We're going to hire you. And the reverse is true as well. If you're on a losing program, people suddenly think you stink at coaching, right? Sometimes it's true. A lot of the times it's not, especially for quality assistants. A quality assistant, you can be the best assistant coach in the world. If you're on a bad football team with a bad quarterback and a bad head coach and a bad GM, you're going to get killed, even though it's not your fault. You could be the best in the world at your job. It's just out of your control. And I think this is what we saw from Wilkins. This is a guy who spent 12 years with the Ravens organization, had the halo effect in his corner, was a rising defensive star, a rising young defensive guru who learned and knew the pass rush and linebacking game from the best organization in football to learn it from. He ends up going to the Patriots, his first big break, and the Patriots were a dumpster fire last year. Absolutely atrocious, absolutely terrible. Coach fired, right? Total roster overhaul. Bring in Vrabel, right? They completely reset everything. And because of that, a lot of people on that Patriots staff, Wilkins specifically here, got the reverse halo effect. Everyone thinks they suddenly suck at being a coach. Not true. He is a smart, upward trajectory coach. He's got a really bright future. And I also love the fact that the Rams are doubling down on what they want their strength and strategy to be. And this is kind of who they are. When they were all about trading for veterans and loading up a top heavy roster, they doubled and tripled down on that. When they were all about acquiring and being a draft and develop team, right? They doubled and tripled down on that. Now we're seeing the strategy here where it's like they decided that they're going to be a pass rush front seven team. They want to trade Cooper Kupp. They were rumored to be interested in maybe trading Matthew Stafford, or at least some question marks about the long-term viability with Stafford as their franchise quarterback. What does that mean? It means the Rams are doubling down on being a defensive-minded front seven team, the best pass rush team in football. And honestly, if you look at a guy like Wilkins from the Ravens, one of the best pass rushing teams, the Rams obviously got just an army of elite front seven guys. You look at the young guys, Verse Fisk, Kobe Turner, Young across the board. I mean, there's just so many good guys in this Rams front seven. It's clear that the Rams strategy is to just surround those quality players with other quality players and great coaches that will maximize their talent and then unleash them on the competition. So this is, in conclusion here, this is just a great example of the Rams finding a diamond in the rough coach who was just in a terrible situation last year, pulling him from that, adding him to their staff, while also doubling down on a strength area for him. It's what the Rams do. And moves like this, again, not a flashy headline. No one's going to pay a lot of attention to this on ESPN or whatever, but it's a really solid hire by the Rams, a really smart move. It's just another example of what the Rams do.